Hey guys, I hope you're doing well today. This is Ashley and I'm so excited to be recording this video. I'm going to be talking about some changes that I've been making in 2022. I feel like I've been making some big ones and I want to share with you guys some of the strategies I've been using to make these changes, and I cannot wait to get into it. So let's go ahead and jump into the video. I'm going to be talking about several different areas. The first one is going to be health and just things I've been doing in that category. You know, we got to touch on health in a new year. Then I want to talk about just like boundaries and things that I've been doing to set more boundaries in my life. And in addition to that, I want to be discussing some of the ways that I have been just reducing fear and some of the strategies I'm trying to use in that area as well. So let's go ahead and get into everything. All right, so let's talk about health. At the beginning of this year, I felt like my year came in just like with a bang. Like I was like, whoa, this is the tone for 2022, what? But what I realized as I've started this year is just that I want to be super intentional in the area of health and making serious changes and strides in my life. And one of the big things that I have done in this area is reduce stress. I have realized that when your cortisol levels are just constantly high, you're always in this stressful situation, environment, whatever it is, you are doing nothing but like hurting yourself, honestly. Like your body does not want to function under high levels of stress for prolonged periods of time. So my biggest thing has been reducing stress levels. A lot of that looks like just having a morning routine, slowing down, and being true to myself and knowing if certain areas, situations, environments, conversations, whatever it is, causes me high levels of stress, and there's some things I need to reevaluate, look at, figure out how those stress levels can be reduced, because that is doing nothing but hurting my physical health. So the next thing is just in the area of nutrition. So backstory about me, I've been eating plant-based for a long time. I don't know when I started, maybe 2017 or so. It feels like a long time to me anyway. But I realized just this year how to do it differently and how to do it just like in a way that seems a little bit more healthy. Like I didn't do really processed foods and things like that and fried foods anyway, but the biggest area that I've really been trying to be intentional on is like carbs, making sure I have the right amount of carbs on my plate because I love carbs. And fat and protein on each plate, and then looking at the micronutrients that I'm getting each week. I do a lot of like prepping before I go to the grocery store now, but I feel so much better from the food that I'm eating. I'm not like tired or lethargic afterwards. I feel like I have so much energy and that feels so good. So the next thing is moving my body more, and for the first time I've been able to be consistent. You can tell I'm excited about this. So like I've been able to be consistent with finding a system and a routine for working out and moving my body daily that works well for me. And I kind of look at it from the perspective of working out in a way that is in tune with my hormones too. So I downloaded this app and it kind of tells you where you are each week and different workouts that could be helpful for you to do each week. So what I realized that I was doing wrong before was just pushing myself to do the same thing in the gym every day. And I think that creates a level of discipline and things like that. But for me, it didn't work well because I found myself falling off. So now what I do is work out and listen to my body a little bit more. Some weeks it looks like not running, but like walking 3 miles. Some weeks it looks like lifting, working out in the gym. Some weeks it looks like doing a bar class, and that really works well for me. Okay, and just a little bit deeper in the area of health, I've really been trying to advocate more for myself when I go to the doctor, like saying, hey, these are the tests I would like for you to run, these are the things I would like for you to do, like knowing beforehand and doing my research before I go in, even if it's just like a yearly checkup or something, so that way I can just be prepared, tell them I want a micronutrient test done, just several things I've been like really been intentional about advocating for myself a little bit better when it comes to going to the doctor. And I've been looking for a naturopathic doctor just because I think it could be helpful to have a team. Of course I'll have a general doctor as well, but I would like a naturopathic doctor so we can kind of look at health from like more of a holistic standpoint, because that's kind of my energy and like vibe anyway, so that works well for me. So those are a couple areas I've been working on in the lane of health. All right, so let's talk about boundaries. So for me, This is an area that I have wanted to work on for so long, and this year I'm really being intentional, and I'm gonna tell you guys how I'm being so intentional. So for me, I feel like I'm a very like empathetic person. I don't like a lot of just chaos and drama and like just commotion around me. So if that means that I am creating a peaceful environment at all costs, and that's kind of some of the things that I've been doing and trying to like be intentional about in my life. And now I'm getting to a place of realizing that even if I speak up more, if I say more, if I tell my truth more, then that doesn't mean that I'm not being this kind person. That just means that I'm setting boundaries. That might be boundaries in conversations or different boundaries in my life. So I've been trying to be super intentional about just asking myself several different questions when it comes to setting boundaries. Like, what is my preference? What is my need in this situation? What is my desire? So that way I can figure out what is my boundary here. And when someone crosses it, I know that that's my boundary. So I'm kind of asking myself those 3 questions and just trying to be intentional. Like, I know that I have a lot of empathy for others. And when that comes to setting boundaries, that makes it hard because I'm like, what are they thinking? Like, if I say this, what will they think? Like, how will that make them feel? Like, it goes deep for me. So I'm really trying to be intentional about drawing the line, and I can't control how me saying no will land on someone else. Most likely they'll be understanding about it. So I realize there may be situations where that might not be true, but I have no control over how a boundary in my life will affect someone else's life. Like, because I have to be true to myself. Like, me being overly kind to someone leads to me not being kind to me. So I'm just trying to be super intentional in this realm of setting boundaries, asking those 3 questions, sticking to it, having hard boundaries, not passive boundaries, and really speaking up for myself more and more this year. So let's talk about the last thing, and that's fear. And I've been in this place of like really wanting to release fear from my life, realizing that over these past couple years, I feel like I've gotten to a place where I'm just like in this little safe bubble, and I'm like, the dreams and the goals that I have, it's like, it makes me start to think, what will people think of me if I try to go after them? What if I try it and it fails? Like, all these thoughts start to kind of go and spin in my mind. Ultimately, they're limiting beliefs, and ultimately, like, I can't live that way. Like, that's not healthy, and it's just not okay. So what I've been trying to do is just be super intentional about just filling my mind with positivity and knowing that, like, if God called me to do something, then I can accomplish it. It might feel too big for me to do by myself, yes, because I need the strength to accomplish it. But if He put something on my heart, I can't just be disobedient about it. So my husband sent me a picture the other day. It kind of sparked this whole thought in my mind, honestly. He sent me a picture the other day of me traveling, and I was in Belize and I had studied abroad. My husband sent the picture and sent a nice message with it that said something about me being fearless again and things like that. And I just was like, wow, the girl in the picture was literally so fearless. Like, yes, I was a little bit younger, but at the end of the day, like, I would just go after things. Like, I would have a dream or a goal, and I'm gone. Like, I'm taking the first step. And I feel like that is just a place I want to get back to, and I want to like be super intentional about doing at this point in this time in my life. Some of the ways I'm trying to do this is just like, if God puts something on my heart, going after it. If He put it on my heart, then I can accomplish it, right? The next way is acting instead of remaining still. Like, sometimes I just need something to kind of like give me that push to get in motion. So I'm trying to give myself that push to just like get in motion, to accomplish the dreams, accomplish the things that I know that God has called me to accomplish at this point in my life, and just set those smaller daily goals that turn into weekly goals, that are monthly goals, to kind of get me to that place. I'm really big on setting goals, yes, but I'm really trying to be good at like setting like systems as well, so that way I can accomplish these goals by the end of the year. So I am so excited to just be stepping into this new place of just dreaming again. Okay, so I just wanted to talk about some of the things that I feel like I'm really trying to be intentional about changing as I go throughout this year. There are some big changes I want to make in my life, and I just wanted to share some of the strategies. I'll leave a couple books I'm reading below. There's a book on boundaries and a book on like habit setting. It's called Atomic Habits, so it's really good. So I want to just leave some of the things and resources below that have been helpful for me, but I really want to encourage you by saying, like, if God puts something on your heart, go after it. Like, know that there are certain things that you deserve, so set those boundaries. And also just like up your health a little bit if you can by just doing simple steps. Like, I've started this journey by doing small simple steps that have been helpful for me, and I've kind of seen the growth over the past couple of months. So I hope this video was helpful. If you have any questions or just video suggestions that you want to see from me, please leave it down below, and I cannot wait to see you guys next week. Thank you for staying till the very end of this video, and I hope you have an amazing rest of your day.